Killbirds, welcome to my Facebook Live called Tonight. And it comes with a question, how to create massive curiosity and get people to run to you. And I'll talk about that more in a minute. And for those of you that don't know me, I've been involved in network marketing over 40 years. I share a lot of what I've learned in my journey on these live calls. I started totally broke in this business. That was a long time ago. That was 28 years ago when I sold a junk truck, put $200 into my business, and ever since then I've been full-time. If you have to work, there's no place like home. And if you have to work, why do it unless it's fun? And that's what I love doing fun things. And I'm going to acknowledge some great people joining tonight. George in New York City, good to see you. Sabrina from Jakarta, Indonesia, good morning. It's morning there, right? I don't know what time. Prashant, not too far from Indonesia, is Prashant in the country of India. Nice to see you. Ciro in Uruguay. Now that's the other side of the earth. He's in Uruguay, the country of Uruguay. Nice to see you as well, Ciro. Yeah, I would imagine it's, and the interesting thing is all those countries are, it's warm climate. Out there I've got snow. I don't know if you can see it on my banisters, but that's snow on my banisters out there. It's actually snowing now. It's actually started hours ago. Hey honey, good to see you. Michelle, Lin Chian, good to see you. And who else is joining us? Hey, Jennifer, nice to see you. My Vietnamese connection. She lives in South Carolina, though. She's such an awesome girl. Love her to death. Jeanette, nice to see you as well. Good morning, sir. You can all, so it's morning. She's in the Philippines, I'm guessing. And Nicole, what's happening with you? Good to see you. How have you been? You got any of that white flaky stuff where you are? It's chilly out there tonight. And Jennifer, if you were here, you would love it. I mean, it's just amazing. I had bears showing up in the snow, all these beautiful bear cubs, and they had all that snow mixed in their fur. Anyway, they're getting ready to hunker down for the winter. I think they're going to be going to their dens very soon. Yeah, so today's been awesome, beautiful. Now we're going to start a whole new month tomorrow. Diane says it's rainy in the Philippines. That's right. It is, Jennifer. It is. It is pretty here. It is. I love, that's the one thing about where we live here in the Great Smoky Mountains, that they call it. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is across the road. But anyway, the seasons here are so beautiful because in the spring you have the mountain laurels that are natural to just the Smokies. They're beautiful white, pinkish blooms, and they're just like everywhere. And then you have When those peak out, then you have the rhododendrons that start blooming, and then they're everywhere. Just incredible beauty. And then the summers, very nice summers, and then of course the fall, beautiful, beautiful fall. Winter, then we get the white flaky stuff out there, the snow. So it's just gorgeous seasons. Just love the seasons here. That was the one thing when I lived on the island of Guam in Asia, it was always summer, always summer. And when I lived there 5.5 years, and I got to missing the seasons very much. So I want to talk about how to create curiosity and get people to run to you. How do we do that? I want to talk about number one, in people that you meet. Number two, in Facebook groups that you are a part of. And number three, I'm going to talk about how you do that in your Facebook Lives. I'm not going to get into the science of all three categories, okay? I'm just going to give you some ideas to run with. And it's just like clay, you know. You know how when you were young you had clay and you played with clay, you could shape it, you could do what you want with it. That's what you're going to do with these ideas, okay? So you have to get creative with it, that's all. But I found that in my case that this came spontaneous to me. It wasn't anything I planned or thought out, or read in a book or anything like that. Some people I learned it from. But, again, as I said before in previous trainings, how you learn this business is by doing it, not studying it. I'll have to say that everything I've learned in my 40-year journey has been by doing it, not studying it. So, and again, the illustration, if you went to a football game, who knows the game better? The people on the bleachers watching the game, like football, or the people that are actually in the field and they're actually involved with the game? They're playing the game. Who knows it better? And how do you learn it? You can't learn it by sitting on the bleachers and watching it. You have to get on the field and get involved. So a lot of what I've learned is just that. It came from that very thing. So let me give you an example, and we're going to deal with the principle or the principle of mumbling, what mumbling is. Mumbling is creating curiosity about what you do without giving any of the details. So you see people that will put their products on their Facebook page. They're going to rave about how great it is, what the skin does, or the skin cream does, the skin care that they have, what it does for their face, or the weight loss that they have, whatever it is. They're going to talk about their products. They're going to talk about the features of their products. Most people are never going to respond to that because there's so much of it out there, and you could have the most unique product out there that nobody has. Hey, Eden, nice to see you. Hey, Andrina, nice to see you as well. You could have the most unique product, but the problem is there's so much traffic out there, nothing stands out. So you've heard me say this before, don't talk about your products on your Facebook page. Don't be a commercial, because people are just going to scroll by. They're going to keep scrolling when they come to your news feed, okay? They're going to say, there she goes again about her stupid product, And you could have a great product. Great product. So, again, we don't want to be a commercial on our Facebook page for people. Keep in mind, people don't come to Facebook to buy anything. It's meant to be a social platform in which we do just that. We're social with those people, right? Secondly, as you've heard me say in the past, if you paid attention, is that you should not announce, especially somebody just joining your business, should not announce to their warm market that is in their Facebook network, in their profile page, that they just joined a network marketing company. Because they're going to Google it, and Google is not an ally to network marketing. They're not an ally to anything having to do with freedom. Okay? All right. So, but the thing is, we don't want people doing their research about your company and your products. They need to hear that from you. And so all the more reason why we don't do that. So so then how do we talk about our products and our opportunity without talking about our products and our opportunity? That's what I want to talk about tonight. And that's what creates the attraction, is when you don't do that and yet you do it. If you say, well, that sounds crazy, well, do you expect normal people to be in this business? So if you say I'm crazy, I'm totally cool with it. Okay? I mean, I am what I am, and that's what drove me to network marketing, right? So the thing about it is, let me give you an example, and maybe you've heard me share this story in the past, but I'm going to put it in this context because I think it's totally appropriate. So number one, let's talk about how to talk to people about your business without talking about your business, and really without even talking about your specific product, whatever that is. So I can remember one time I was doing a meeting, and after the meeting was over, I was staying at that same hotel where I did the event. I went to the lounge and I was going to watch a ball game. And so I sat there and had a beer with some of the corporate guys that were in their various companies. And so as we were watching the game, we just started talking about, hey, where are you from? And then, what do you do? And they started talking about, well, I work for this company, the other guy worked for that company, and the other guy worked for this company. And we fly up here, they're different companies fly them up there, and it's a regular routine. So they're always having to leave their home. And one guy mentioned, yeah, my son's playing football tonight. I wish I was there. And I said, oh yeah, sure, I can appreciate that. And then they finally said to me, well, what do you do? And I said, well, it's like this. I was introduced to a product that I like very much. Somebody introduced it to me, and I used the product, liked the product, and then I found out that I could enroll online and get it cheaper. I could get it at wholesale instead of retail. So I said, well, that made sense to me, so that's what I did. Then I was told that if I introduced this same product to people that I know that would also enjoy it, that every time they purchase, I would get paid, and it would eventually equal out what I'm already spending on my own product. So essentially, I'm getting my product for free. And then I also found out that when those people introduced it to people, just like I did, I would also get paid on them. And that, no matter how far that went. And for years now, I've lived off residual income. I've never needed a job. So that's what I do. And their faces were like, like their jaws almost hit the table, right? And then they started saying, well, I would be interested in that. Another guy said, yeah, I would too. Another guy said, yeah, tell me about it. And I said, well, are you in Facebook? And they all said, yeah. Let's add one another. Why don't we do that right now during the break? And then I'll tell you what, I'll send you a link. And then you take a look at what I'm talking about, and then I'm going to follow you up, and I'd be happy to introduce that product to you and show you how to create residual income. There's nothing like it. I love it. It's given me the freedom to be able to do everything I want to do, spend time at home with the kids. I mentioned to the man who said he wished he was watching his boy play ball, that football game. I said, I don't miss things with the kids. It's really nice. That's one reason why I got involved in this. But yeah, sure, I'll be glad to show it to you. The interesting thing is, friends, I never talked about network marketing. That didn't come out of my mouth. I didn't talk about my company. I didn't talk about my product. But what I created was massive curiosity. The idea is to massage them mentally and get them open to the concept of residual income. All I want to do is get them to be open to the concept of residual income. Now, if I talk about network marketing, if I talk about my specific company, or if I talk about the compensation plan, I would blow them out. Okay. We have to keep in mind that most people are misinformed about network marketing. They're misinformed about what we do and what it is. And so very few have been involved, but they hear things, right? And then of course they Google it, and before COVID came, it seemed like every time I went to Google and the first thing Google News puts out, because somehow they track us, right? We are tracked. Somehow they know we're involved in network marketing. So it's all these hate network marketing articles, right? But when COVID came, they shifted. Decided, nah. Let's give more negative news, but this time it's going to be about COVID. When COVID's gone, we'll go back to network marketing. Okay. But again, creating the curiosity, getting people to run to you without saying what you do. So the thing about it is, so some might think, well, why not just right up front tell them what you do and what it is and all that? No. One step at a time. I want to create the curiosity of what would life be like if you had residual income. I want to get them there first. Then I'm going to talk to them about network marketing, a product that people would want to purchase, and then understand that all you're doing is sending out links, getting people to join you as a customer or as a business partner in your business to work with you, and to create a network of consumers. That it starts with small numbers and then it gradually grows and grows and grows. And then you have the residual income that could replace your job, your income, whatever you're earning in your job. Not that everybody has to quit. There's nothing wrong with a job if a person loves what they do. I think it's perfectly fine to do both. But that's number one. When we get around people, learn to create that curiosity by opening their minds to residual income. So that was number one. Now, what about Facebook groups then? How do you create curiosity in Facebook groups? One way that I found, and this was introduced to me by a friend, and she was heavy at the time, right? And I don't remember all the details, but here's the point, that when you join Facebook groups, these are groups of interest that you that you would have. Number one, not just any group, right? For example, I'm not going to join a group that women have for makeup, right? That is just not going to be me. Okay, I'm not going to join that group. But fields of interest that I have, I'm going to join. Now, if that's fitness for you, if that's weight loss, if it's skincare, beauty, whatever, if it's fishing, I don't care. If it's antique cars, it really doesn't matter. But for example, one friend that I have, she joins these buy, sell, and trade groups, and there are different ones. Some are specific to the cities and towns that you live in, right? Okay, so she did a simple post. Hey, I got a size 40 jeans I need to sell. A size 40 jeans. I need to buy a size 20. And if you want to trade, that's fine. But if you can use a size 40, I'll sell you that. I'm looking to buy a size 20 because I lost all this weight. That's mumbling. Just like I did in the previous example of being around these businessmen, I'm talking about residual income. That's mumbling. Mumbling, again, is creating that curiosity without giving them any details. So again, in a Facebook group, here's another example of it. I got a size 40 jeans I'm wanting to sell. I'm looking to buy a size 20. I just lost a lot of weight, and I'm looking forward to getting in those 20 jeans. Well, when people saw that post, they didn't care anything about selling jeans or buying jeans. What they wanted to know is how did you lose that weight? See, it created massive curiosity. And then when when they asked her those questions, she said, "Oh, I'm not here to promote a product or anything. I'm just here to sell jeans, buy jeans. But if you want to message me, I can give you some ideas of what you could do to lose weight." And then, of course, when they did, then she already had a message ready, copy, paste, right? Has the links in there. And then she'd add them to also her Facebook group where they could lose weight. Now, the interesting thing was that wasn't the only group that she joined. She also was in a fishing group. She likes to fish. And so one day she just did a Facebook Live out there on the lake, say, "Hey, ain't this cool? Nobody's on this lake but me. I'm out here in my boat. It's 11 o'clock, and people are thinking, why doesn't she have a job? Why isn't she working?" Creates what? All this mumbling. She's not talking about her company, her product, or anything. She's creating curiosity. And she belonged, her and her boyfriend love to go to the Chicago Cubs and watch the games and all that. So they belong to those groups, and they'll go to the games and they'll do pictures and videos and everything. And people are thinking, wow, man, they're in the section. For example, it's the elite section. I don't know what you call that. VIP, whatever. It costs a lot of money to sit in that section. And they're showing it, man. And then people are, what do you do? See, it's mumbling. Okay, so your third example. How do you do Facebook Lives, create massive curiosity, get people to run to you or take an interest? Again, you can do this just, for example, the example of her being out fishing is one example of it. That's a Facebook Live creating that curiosity. But now I want to take it more on a product spin. And that is, I can think of, for example, of a time that if you're in a gym working out, you can be talking about the reps that you're doing or what muscle group in your body you're working on. Last night, I was working on legs. I don't know what I did last night, but I overdid it in the gym because when I went to sleep, I woke up, I guess, like 4 o'clock in the morning. You ever had these Charlie horses or muscle spasms? I had them in both legs, not one, both. Jumped out of bed, tried to work it off. Oh man, it wasn't working off, man. That was, whew. So I guess I overdid it. You got any advice on that, then put it in your comments, okay? But anyway, so going back to the gym scenario, so we're gonna mumble without talking about specifically about our product. And I could say, well, tonight I'm working on legs, and this is what I'm doing. This is the equipment that I'm using, and this is some of the leg exercises and the benefits of it, and why that tones you wear. Your butt's going to be sore for days, okay? It's going to be hard to walk, but other than that, you're going to look really great. And oh, by the way, I found a great protein product that really has helped me. It's helped me reach my goals, and I'm really pleased with it. So if you haven't found a protein product that has done that for you yet, just reach out to me and private message me, and I'll be glad to help you out. Yeah, so tomorrow then, I guess what I'm going to do is work on shoulders. I'm going to, you see what I mean? That's mumbling, where you're talking about your product, but you're not talking about your product. Now, you can't do that every day on Facebook Live, okay? Because then they're going to say, aha, I know what you're doing. I figured it out. You're mumbling. You're really promoting a product. So if you did it once or twice a week, that's okay. I wouldn't do it more than that, right? Okay? But that's mumbling, where you can talk about your product, or like I can remember one woman who did this a few years ago, and she actually was doing a recipe right there in her kitchen. Broke as could be, trying to get her network marketing business off the ground, but she was always consistent with her videos, and man, it went viral. It went viral on her, and she never talked about her product. It was a recipe on how to lose weight and eat at the same time. And she was in a company, a network marketing company that promoted a weight loss product. And again, it went viral, and she built a humongous team. Again, she was mumbling. She didn't talk about her product. She wanted to find people who are really eager to lose weight. She was showing them a way to do that through food, and it worked for her. So those are the three areas, is when you meet people, how to talk about what you do without talking about it specifically, without giving any of the details. And then second, how to do it in Facebook Lives. And again, just get creative. Like I said, I just gave the gym as an example. There can be, it can be any setting, but it supports the concept of what you do. You create that curiosity. It can be through lifestyle. It can be through demonstration of maybe people are interested in that area, in that field in which you're interested in as well, but you're mumbling. You're actually talking about a product, but you're not saying specifically what it is. So work on those areas. Try those areas. See if you can get good at those areas. You'll create the curiosity. The great thing about that is once people are curious, then they're open. They're open to suggestion. And that's all you want. You just want an unprejudiced mind that will listen to your message and what you got to say. That's all you want to accomplish. If you can get them in the open, then you're going to be able to get them to follow you on that journey. You know, it's not really a journey. Well, it is a journey, but anyway, where you're going to take them and show them, you know, what it is that you're doing, why you're excited about it, and why you think it will help them. So those are my thoughts tonight, man. I hope all of you are doing well in what you're doing. I'm going to, nice, thank you, Alan. I'm going to go outside, get in the snow, and then jump in the hot tub. Do something crazy, you know? Because that's what networkers do. We're crazy people, right? You know, only abnormal people come in this business. Normal people get jobs. Okay. Anyway, but I hope all of you have a good night in what you do, whatever you're doing it. And if you just caught this, then catch the replay, okay? If you're just jumping on now. Appreciate all of you. You could share this if you got value out of it. Oh, and George will remind me if I don't do it now. If you haven't got my book, Reaching the Peak, it's on Amazon in English and Spanish. So it's my 40-year journey. And I talk about my 90-day plan, how when I started in my company, my last company that 90 days had 800 distributors. I talk about how I did that. And so it's in that book. So thanks for jumping on tonight with me. Thank you. Snowden. Yeah, Eden talks about the Bears there. That's right. So yeah, they were showing up tonight. The Cubs, they had snow all in their fur. Anyway, I felt bad for them in a way because I know they don't enjoy this weather, but hopefully they got their dens in place and they'll be fine. Anyway. Thank you, Eden. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of you. Have a good night.